Welcome back, everybody, to Pistons, Twins, and Turbines. I'm Dave, and today we are going to actually be jumping in the 172, and we're going to be going through our Flight Sim pilot training series. This will be the first video in this episode, in this series. There'll be several videos that will go along with this first one, and we're going to start out with the basics and work our way up all the way through advanced training in the 172. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Just a little bit of a disclaimer. Obviously, this is for flight sim training only, not to be applied towards real flight. If you're looking for that type of training, then go seek out a certified flight instructor that can give you training in the real plane. My experience is 20 years as a private pilot, flying various general aviation aircraft from Cessnas and Pipers to tailwheels. I'm also an aircraft owner currently. I fly a tailwheel, which I love. I get out in it as much as I can. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a pre-flight, and I'm going to go over initially how to set up your system and how you want to prepare for this course and how to follow along. So the objectives here are going to be for new sim pilots. So if you have no experience in a simulator, or if you've never flown a plane, simulator or otherwise, and you've had an interest in it, and you're thinking, how do I get started? This is the perfect course for you. If you're an experienced sim pilot and you're looking to apply more real world procedures, this course is also for you. Or maybe you're just trying to brush up on some things, or you want to get better landings, or you've been struggling with different areas trying to fly. Jump in the 172, pick out the video that applies to you. Again, they're all going to be about 15 to 30 minutes long. I'm trying to keep them not too long, but enough to cover the material that we need to. And then I'm going to break them up into each kind of category of flying that we're going to do. So the premises here is to aviate, navigate, and communicate. What do I mean by that? Aviate, first we're going to teach you to aviate the aircraft, how to walk up, how to pre-flight it, how to taxi safely, the airport environment, how to take off the plane. We're going to do some maneuvers, cruise, climb, approach, landing. We're going to go over all those different procedures that you need to safely operate an aircraft. So I'm in X-Plane, but keep in mind, this will work out for any system. So if you're going to get the new Microsoft 2020, if you're currently flying in Microsoft or one of the other flight sim programs, this is about flying. This is about flying the 172. So as long as you have access to a 172, which you should almost in any of those programs, the plane itself should behave the same. The flight dynamics, the physics, the procedures that you're going to use to taxi, take off, climb, all those things I was mentioning should be the same regardless. So you can use this video no matter what sim you're in. Some of the settings and stuff are going to be different. So initially, if you're in a different system, then you might have to figure that out. But on that, when it comes down to the actual flying, you can probably get to the same airport that I'm at, have the same geographic landscape around you, so you can follow along nicely. All right, well, let's get to it. Let's get to flying. And what you should have right now is X-Plane open. If you don't, go ahead and open X-Plane and pause the video. If you do already have it open, then I'm going to show you where I want you to place your plane and the settings I'm going to have you set up so you can follow along with me during this training. All right, so we're situated at Oscar 69, which is Petaluma, California. This is actually where I learned to fly, so it was kind of fun just to set the plane here. And what I want you to do is load up X-Plane, and then once you get it open, you're going to go up to the plane up here on the right-hand corner. And let's say right now I have it on the Cessna, but let's say you're on another aircraft. I want you to click the Cessna 172. It says Skyhawk and it says G1000. So that's the plane that you want. If you're in another flight simulator, just pick any Skyhawk. Hopefully you have one with that's a G1000. But if you don't, you can pick one with steam gauges. It's gonna be a little bit different on the training. So hit customize and then hit weight and balance. And then what I want you to do is toggle the fuel. So the fuel might be set here or somewhere else. Take that top toggle, not the left tank, not the right tank, and you're going to bring that all the way up. So give yourself full fuel, about 7 hours and 17 minutes. On the payload, again, so we're going to simulate like one person in the plane, maybe some baggage plus your equipment. So, 220, 230, somewhere in there. And then the rest of the stuff you don't have to touch. You're going to hit done. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the location. So you're going to come up here. Yours will probably look like this, the way my screen looks right now. And you're not going to be at Petaluma, so you're going to actually put in Oscar, so O, and then 69. And then you're going to see Petaluma Municipal Airport come up. I'm going to have you click on that. And then up in the right-hand corner, you're going to see a Customize button. Click on that Customize button. The reason I'm having you do that is I want you to be able to set the location of where your plane is going to be. In this case, FBO parking. So the other location is midfield parking. I want you to click this little circle that says FBO parking. That'll put you at the same location that I'm at on the airport. All right, next we're at the right airport. We have the right plane set up. We're at the right location on the airport. Next, we're going to set up the weather. So on the weather, you have a couple different options here, but you want to go to manually configured. Click that option, and then the weather, you don't want any cloud layers. For wind, just put 300 up here at the top, because the runway we're taking off from is 290. So this will actually set the wind directly down the runway or close to it. And then just put like 1 knot. You can put 0 knots, but 1 knot's kind of realistic, so you can put 1 knot. There should be no turbulence, no gust speed, no wind shear. And on the other side, I want you to set the visibility. We're going to give it a really nice day here. So we're going to go 30, 31, anywhere in there. Anything above 30 to 31, 32, somewhere in there, that's fine. It's all going to be the same. No precipitation, no storminess, and you can just leave the temperature where it's at. And we're going to hit done. All right, once you have all that set up, and by the way I recommend that you go through this course with me is to follow along in the airplane. So hopefully you have a second monitor, an iPad, or something that you can run this video on while you're doing all these steps. You can also watch it and then go back, but that's going to be a lot harder of a way to learn than if you're just following along with me. So try to jump in there. If you haven't done so, pause it and set all this stuff up before you proceed forward with me. Next step is start new flight. So mine came up super quick. The reason why is one, I have a super fast processor. I have X-Plane set up really well, but I kind of cheated. I already had all those settings. I had already loaded up X-Plane. So yours might take a few minutes, up to sometimes 5 minutes, depending on your system and stuff. So get that all set up, and then we'll move forward here. Okay, a couple other things that you want before we start the actual pre-flight and walk around the aircraft and stuff is in the links below, you're going to see a checklist that I put in there. Go grab that link right now, bring that up on your screen. It's a PDF, or save it somewhere. But that's going to be your checklist that you're going to follow along with me as we do the pre-flight in this airplane.